Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream and one of my off days. One of many off days I have, apparently. Um, let's take a look at the error alert map really quick. Zaporizhia, 5 hours, 35 minutes. Donetsk, 9 hours, 17 minutes. Explosions in Slovansk, Kramatorsk, and Konstantinivka. Dnipro, 5 hours, 39 minutes. Kharkiv, 9 hours, 20 minutes. Explosions reported in southern Lipsy. Kivnogorod, 39 minutes. Poltava, 1 hour, 52 minutes. Eastern half of Cherkasky, 25 minutes. Chernihiv, 17 minutes. And Sumy, 4 hours, 7 minutes. This is a new one. Oh, survey. Okay, I'll come back to that. So, about just shy of half of Ukraine under air alert. Kherson and Mykolaiv would basically be half. Odessa was hit hard today. It's not the greatest news from Ukraine, but there is some good news coming out of Russia. But before we get into that, just want to remind everybody that we are throwing support for Phil Ipner with On the Edge. So if you are able to and willing to, please send a few donations over to Phil. Let's try to at least get him up over 1,000 and give him a bit of a confidence boost so he can do more. I haven't even contacted him yet to let him know we're doing this, so I'll let you guys do it. Let me get the deep state map up. Actually, I'm going to leave the air alert map up and go through and say hi to everybody. Siri Mar, Not Sherlock, Nura, Steve Sane, trying to read chat as I go through. Take your time, get your head together. Yeah, that would take more time than I have left on this earth. Not Sherlock saying you fell asleep on the couch. That's basically what happened to me. I tried going to sleep after last night's stream and couldn't. I think I dozed off for like an hour, maybe two, and then the rain overnight woke me up, and then I was up until like 7:30 in the morning before I got back to sleep. Got up at noon, tried to get up and do stuff, stay active, and I kind of just went. And I just woke up about an hour ago. So, yeah, I'm out of it today. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony in this cartoon. Steve asks, can anyone contact BB? Yeah, I have a line to get a hold of her. So, depending on what you need, let me know. And I'll, yeah. Andrew P3, hello there. Bella, Linda H, and Pyro Kurt. I have a feeling Pyro did a trip to Moscow recently. If you know, you know. If not, you'll find out here shortly. There's one heck of a fireball. Linda H. Mitch. Hello, Mitch. Oh, and it jumps. Jilky. Steve Sane. Already said your name. KKGG. Hello there. David N. Checking in. Yo-yo. Well, it is a later stream, so hopefully she will be showing up because it's, it is 6:38 a.m. in Ukraine right now. So I'd say about an hour for the sun to come up and shine through her window and wake her up. Yeah, I get that one too. It's usually a sign of mattress needs to be rotated, but sometimes that doesn't even help. Anyways, all caught up with chat, and then LJ Spoon sneaks in. Hey, Mercado Gaming, how's Far Cry doing? Hopping into the operational information for today at 8 a.m. on April 22nd regarding the Russian invasion. As always, we start with glory to Ukraine. Hey, Derpat. The 1,154th day of the large-scale armed aggression of the Russian Federation against Ukraine has begun. Again, this is covering basically yesterday, from midnight to midnight my time. In total, 165 combat clashes were recorded over the past day. I wish that was the case, Sherlock Holmes, for me. Yesterday, the invaders carried out one missile and 137 airstrikes on the territory of Ukraine, using 3 missiles and dropping, holy crap, 253 guided aerial bombs. That is very close to the most bombs I have seen in these reports to date in one day. In addition, Russians engaged 2,651 kamikaze drones to attack Ukraine. Also carried out 5,832 artillery strikes on the positions of our units and settlements, with 122 of those strikes from MLRSs. The aggressor carried out airstrikes in particular on the areas of the settlements of Marydny, Krasnopilya, Wysoki, Mala Rubica, Miropolski, Prokody, Studenok, and Urodi in the Sumy region, Alexandropol, Pokrovsk, Novopavlivka, Muravka, Novodorivka, and Dachny in Donetsk, Malanivka, Zelenichny, Sechirabaki, Novoyakovlivka, and Stepnohorsk in Zaporizhia. Over the past day, Defense Forces, Aviation, Missile Forces, and Artillery have struck 10 areas of concentration of personnel, weapons, and military equipment, 2 command posts, and 6 enemy artillery systems. And I have one of the videos of those command posts for you later today. Going into the individual directions, we jump over Kharkiv and go right into Kupiansk's direction, where 2 attacks by the invaders took place in the last 24 hours. Defense Forces repelled enemy assault actions near Petropavlivka and Zarazova. Heading down to the Liman direction, the enemy attacked 25 times, trying to advance near the settlements of Nove. Nadia is a small settlement that doesn't pop up unless you zoom in. Novo Mikhailivka, Grivgivka. Mirny is another one that doesn't pop in unless you zoom in, right here. Kolodazny, Torsky, right here next to Zarichny. Novomir. That is a new one for me. Right. Oh, okay. Novomir and Zeleny Dona. Zelena Dona, I think maybe. That is the Liman direction, heading down to the southeast from Liman to Servisk. The enemy, they got this. I tried to go ahead without seeing it and messed up completely. So let me just redo this. In the Servisk direction, in the Verkno-Kamyansky and Pyroyezhny directions, the enemy attacked the positions of our troops twice. Heading over from Servisk to Kramatorsk, or Slovansk, Kramatorsk, and Konstantinivka, part of the airstrikes today. 4 clashes were recorded in Vasilivka, up here, Chasiv Yar, Markova, and Stupochki. Heading to the south of Chasiv Yar to Toretsk. The enemy carried out 23 attacks near the settlements of Toretsk, Divlivka. I'm assuming they mean this one, or it could be that one too. I lost. And Sechirabanivka, this settlement here. That is 23 attacks, almost 1 an hour in this little area. Zooming out so we can get the whole front of Pokrovsk in the window. Pokrovsk, Mirnograd. In the Pokros direction, our defenders stopped 61 assaults and offensive actions of the aggressor in the areas of the settlements of Sukobolka, Mirolubivka, Elizavetivka, and I forgot where Sukovyatar is. I apologize about that. Sukovyatar. Ah, okay. Right north of Lasivka, because usually they say Lasivka. Okay. Bouncing back up towards here. Vodeni Druj. Bouncing way back the other way. Kotine. Upensivka. Novo Alexandrivka. Nadivka. Troitsky. So Novo Troitsky is here. Novo Troitsky is here. Troitsky is in this area. It just doesn't show it on the map. I just can't remember offhand where. Tarasivka jumping way back up over here. Promin. Zooming in. Promin. Lisivka. Udashny. Preobrazhenka. Koltanyarka. Andrivka. And in the direction of Alexandropol. Oh. No, that's Oleksivka. I'm not sure where Alexandropol is. I thought it was right here. I'll have to look that one up. Novopavlivka and Berezivka. That's another one. I do not know where it is. This is Bogdanivka. Let me give a quick run through the front line and see if I can notice some of these names and correct myself. Berenivka? No, Berezivka? Oh, Berezivka. There we go. If I wasn't zoomed in, I wouldn't have seen it, just north of Vodani Druj. Okay. Oh, Alexandrivka is maybe... Alexandropol's right here. Okay. So maybe Alexandrivka is in here somewhere. Well, here's Novo Alexandrivka. No. Alexandropol. I did not... Oh. Aha. We found it. Sorry about that. Sometimes you have to push through until you do it because your brain just won't let you do otherwise. But yes, that was 61 assaults in the Pokros direction. Heading over to the Novopavlivka direction. The enemy attacked our positions 19 times near Constantinople, Velinipol, Previlny, Novosilka, Rozlive, and towards Uradny. Skipping the Huliopol direction and going over to Orhiv direction. Our defenders repelled 3 assaults in the areas of Stepovoy and Novodanlivka. In the Dniprovsky direction, coming down to Dniprovsky, the enemy conducted 2 offensive actions in this direction. Looks like towards Ivanivka. However, they did so without success. No active enemy offensive actions were recorded in Kharkiv or Huliopol directions. In the Kursk direction, 21 clashes took place over the past day. And let me scooch my way to the north. I'm getting better at getting to this without really paying too much attention. In the Kursk direction, 21 clashes took place over the last 24 hours. The enemy launched 27 airstrikes, dropping 45 guided aerial bombs, and carried out 336 artillery attacks, including 8 from MLRSs. No signs of the formation of enemy offensive groups have been detected in the Volyn or Polizia directions. Our soldiers continue to inflict significant losses in manpower and equipment on the occupation forces and are actively undermining the enemy's offensive potential in the rear. Goes into the losses for today. We'll cover that with the graphic. And as always, we end the report with join the Defense Forces. Razom Pereможemo. Slava Ukraina. Head over to Discord to grab the graphic because that's the easiest place for me to get it. Total combat losses of the Russian Federation as of April 22nd, 2025, 1,154th day of the full-scale invasion. Today, Russia lost an additional 1,130 personnel, bringing the total to 943,060 personnel. 4 more tanks were taken out, 19 more armored personnel vehicles, 26 more artillery systems, 1 more anti-aircraft warfare system. Russia uses their anti-plane systems, their SAM systems, not to take down planes, but to shoot at apartment buildings. And so I'm always happy to hear about one of these getting taken out. And Ukraine is closing the gap on making it 1 per day of the war. No, only about 14 more to go. Keep up the good work. Get it done. Get her done. 118 UAVs and 134 vehicles. Yeah, by the end of the month, I think they're going to be well over 950,000. There's no 8 days left in the in the month. Excuse me a second. Hope I didn't miss anybody. Okay, Bill, go trying to say hi to everybody. Yeah, that's hard to do. Um, oh, hey, you know they exist. Yes, that was back when Pete was still alive. I was wondering how. Oh, okay. Haji, hey there. You know, I noticed that Pyro never did answer me on if he was anywhere near Moscow. I wish I could say I have a speech from Zelensky for you. Unfortunately, I do not. Um,
Вчора відійшов до вічності дійсно один із релігійних лідерів світу, папа Франциск. І
oh, met with members of the All Ukrainian Council of Churches and Religious Organizations. Yesterday, we all learned the sad news that Pope Francis has passed away. My condolences. Remember his prayers for peace for Ukraine. Our state will be represented in Rome at the farewell ceremony this Saturday. Now is a week after Easter, and every day there are Russian shellings and strikes. We all believe that Easter time will allow us to take the necessary steps towards silence, towards peace. We need a real ceasefire. We need a lasting and solid peace. Ukraine needs the support of religious communities, spiritual diplomacy. Diplomacy of values always helps. And this is the main topic of our meeting. It is important to continue relevant contacts with partners. I thank churches and religious organizations for every result in advocating for Ukraine, for prayers and support for our people throughout the war. No, and then another press conference, and I'm sure that's all over the mainstream news. What do I mean by if you were near Moscow? Well, I'll stop by one of the reasons as we scroll back to the beginning of the day. Here's one of them. Here's another, and another. This place is why I ask if you're near Moscow. You would think this was the beginning of the day. Well, or the other one was the beginning of the day, but this is the overnight drones. And the other drone report we passed by was the daytime drones. That still doesn't answer my question, Pyro. Excuse me. Russia launched 54 drones. 38 were shot down. 16 were lost due to electronic warfare. As a result of the attack, Odessa and Kyiv regions suffered damage. A new wave of Russian attacks began at 8 a.m. A group of strike UAVs are entering from the north through the Sumy region. Do not neglect your own safety. And we'll see the report on that wave later in the broadcast. And for our first video, suppression of enemy infantry in cover before the assault with fire from the Peon guns. This is how accurate Ukrainian artillery is, and oh my lord, is it accurate. So Ukrainians are in this building, Russians are in this building. Danger close? Anyone? So literally hitting the buildings right next to the Ukrainian soldiers and making it easier for them to assault the Russian position. FPV drone operators of the 43rd Motorized Rifle Brigade do not give the enemy any chance to advance in their area of responsibility. Here's their video. One of your minions. Okay, Pyro. Good to know. Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah, fist fight in the trench. And Ukrainian was able to back away and shot the guy. The video I saw was a little graphic, but you don't have to say unalived. You can say killed here because, well, I'm not getting ad revenue, so I don't need to pander to billion-dollar corporations for their ad to be on my channel. Kharkiv today. And, well, this is why I was asking, Pyro. In the Vladimir region of the Russian Federation, a cotton explosion occurred at the 51st Arsenal of the GRAU. The ammunition warehouse is burning and detonating powerfully. The road in the area of the arsenal has been blocked and evacuations are underway from the nearest settlements. Evacuation from the village of Barasso has already been confirmed. And this is going to be most of the videos today covering, well, this huge mess up for Russia.
Склад с боеприпасами горит. Пизда. Волна какая.
Badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom, snake. Again, more video from the area.
Держись, ложись, сейчас будет ебанет. Сейчас ебанет. Уйди, сейчас ебанет. У-ху! Ебать в рот!
That's a pretty
Мужики,
fair
аккуратно,
distance
выходите из
away,
здания
and
все!
you can see the
Все из
camera
здания
move when the
выходите,
shockwave
сложится
hit.
нахуй! Да, из здания всех выгоняй! Сейчас сложится нахуй!
Nice mushroom cloud. And of course, more video from Russians on this.
Охуеть!
Это что было?
Что-то взорвалось очень сильно. Огненный шар. Так, да, надо куда-то срочно смываться, так что...
Куда?
Да не знаю куда, на дорогу опасно выезжать. Так, бери...
Oh, yeah, quite a bit of stuff that is getting burned and blown up and sent into neighboring villages and roads. Oh, let me back that up and pump up the volume one more time so you can hear the secondaries going off. So the secondaries are going off all through the video. I just didn't hear it before. A nice video showing the detonation trail of anti-aircraft guided missiles.
Охо!
Охрен!
Так, ну уже. Вот это да.
Those are the MLRSs that were stored there. The rockets for the MLRS systems, I should say.
Охо!
Охрен!
Так, ну уже. Вот это да.
And this is the place that is, well, the fireworks show in Russia today. You can kind of, oh, I tried to zoom in on it. You can kind of understand the scale of this place. If you like know how to relate towards like the trees and the patterns, figure this is about a quarter mile by a half mile long. So a pretty large area. I have not tracked it down on Google Maps yet. I should. But, a very, very large ammunition storage warehouse for Russia. And look forward to seeing the satellite pictures of that in the coming days. Another powerful explosion occurred at the arsenal. 7 settlements have been evacuated or are in the process of being evacuated. So just another angle, and that's the MLRS rockets. While the 51st Arsenal is going up in smoke, so is a warehouse in the Druzhka near St. Petersburg. I'm thinking maybe if I'm going to be anywhere near Russia, like in Ukraine in the near future, I need to have one of those respirators to filter out all the smoke and shit that's from these. And the second drone report for today. The first one was the drones overnight, and these are the drones during the day. 77 additional drones were launched during the day, 38 shot down, 31 lost in location. In addition, during the day, the invaders fired more than 130 guided aerial bombs across the territory of Ukraine, one of which hit a high-rise building in the city of Zaporizhia. As a result of the enemy attack, Kharkiv, Cherkasy, and Zaporizhia regions suffered damage. And then we go right back to Russia on fire. This is more of the 51st Arsenal becoming the 51st Field.
Ой-ой-ой. Мгм.
Okay, just to play devil's advocate a little bit for you, not Sherlock Holmes. It's kind of like a cult. And like when all the TV, all the media, all your friends tell you you have to believe this or you go to jail or you get killed, and then you start saying it enough, you get indoctrinated to it. You get brainwashed into it. And so again, yeah, their indifference sucks, but their indifference is also caused by the Russian government. And then on the flip side of that coin, people talk about going into Russia and deprogramming Russians. I'd rather spend the time, effort, and money for psychologists helping Ukrainians cope with dealing with the war for 3, 10, 15, whatever years. I say it that way because this is basically Russia trying to claim the title of Rus has been going on since 1260s. Someone was saying yesterday about the welcome plane over Lviv. This is the only report I've seen on it. An AN-26 military transport aircraft is flying in the sky over Ukraine, performing a certain task, said Air Force spokesman Yuri Ignat in a comment to the Ukrainian press. On April 21st, the network noticed that an unknown aircraft without registration data with the call sign Welcome was flying over Ukraine, in particular in Lviv and Vinnytsia regions. Its visible for the service is explained by the fact that the transponder is turned on board the aircraft. And so these are the flight patterns over Lviv. I think the pilot was having a little bit of fun in trying to draw a stick figure. Yeah, I get that, KKGG. I have my preferences. You know, that's, for now, America's still a free country, and I'm not going to say anybody's wrong, but I have my preferences. Of course, I was playing devil's advocate to my devil's advocate, so some more of the repercussions from the 51st field, not even a field. Let's say the 51st swimming hole being created. One more time. So I guess technically Russia's shelling its own civilians at this point. And again, one more time. This house got very lucky. Any closer and they wouldn't have, they're probably without power, but they wouldn't have the garage in the back of their house anymore either.
Еще один взрыв. И вот такие вот снаряды прилетают. Это Федоровская. Вот. Федоровская.
Luckily that nobody was driving by that thing.
Стоит тут снаряд. Неизвестно от чего, конечно.
I wish I could look up that video right now, but there was the video of the International Energy Inspectors going into the Zaporizhia power plant, and that Russian general sitting there trying to explain that, when the artillery shell hits the ground, it flips over and faces the other way. I want to show him this video. because it didn't flip over. It landed really shallow. And yeah, it came from the direction of, well, the 51st pool, the 51st swimming hole. Just a little bit of a pothole. Airstrike with the Hammer guided bomb on a company command post somewhere south of Nenka. Oh, I gotta mute that. So you see the Russians leaving the car, going into their command post. Here comes Ukrainian Air Force. And there goes the Russian command post. Oops, there goes another Russian command post. Oh, who are you going to call? Worm Busters. Oh, let me restart that from the beginning. I'm sorry. See, my first thought was, welcome to Ukraine, suka. This is nasty right here. Okay, hold on. I didn't notice that before. I gotta back that up. Remember me talking to you guys about David, that's it, Nachuya Baba, and how it's a cultural thing and not just a language thing. When you try to, because learning the language is easier than learning the culture. You have to be immersed in the culture to learn it. And so, yeah, anybody that, probably outside of our group wouldn't realize what that Devet Desit Da is or means, except unless they're Ukrainian. And, I hope at least a little bit of what I bring to you guys is understanding the culture as well as understanding, part of the language and mentality of Ukraine. FPV operators of the 63rd Motorized Rifle Brigade discovered 3 camels with a flammable cargo and couldn't pass up the opportunity. Oh, yeah, I definitely got to mute that because don't mess with Disney. Oh, these are some of the pictures from Kharkiv.
Стекла полетіли з вікна, я на кухні була, в кінці, в началі кухні я була. Голову, Лариса, держи.
Today there was a brutal strike on Zaporizhia, air bombs. Well, let me start from the beginning. Rescue operations are currently underway in Kharkiv after a Russian drone strike, a cynical strike. There were fires in several areas of the city. There was also a brutal strike in Zaporizhia with air bombs. Ordinary houses were damaged. Unfortunately, there is a civilian woman who died. Our condolences to her family and friends. The strike alone injured more than 20 people, including 4 children. At night, Russian drones struck Odessa. During the day, there were also strikes on Sumy, Kharkiv, Donetsk, and our southern regions. All of this is absolutely deliberate Russian terror, which is stopped by a single order, but an order in Russia and for the Russian army. Easter proved this when there were no airstrikes in Ukraine. Ukraine proposed to extend the silence after Easter and make it complete. Our proposal for a ceasefire regarding civilian objects also remains in force. Russia needs to be seriously prepared to talk about this. There are no obstacles on the Ukrainian side, and there will be none. Sean Penn. Well, I'll let him tell you what.
This is Sean Penn, an American. I believe in all of you, and I'm grateful to all of you for being the very best of what we all aspire to be. You're not only defending your country, you're truly defending the world, and that will be known and seen. And I know you'll prevail. And God bless all of you and your families. Thank you.
This is the attack in Kharkiv today. A short little video from 3rd Assault.
Плюс! Ну, бля, помочь пацанам надо, что мы тут будем сидеть. Я, по-моему, побачив рух спереду, за. Граната!
Блять! Давай, блядь.
Це хто? Труп? Підер. Він контрольний?
Где он?
Іди сюди!
Туда смотрит.
Граната!
Граната. The last video I have planned is from K2. As you see, there is more videos popping up as we've been going. Ooh, that's a bit loud. Українська дрона. .183 is now a 187. Just making sure those vehicles are not recoverable. As you can see, the wide shot here, the destroyed vehicles just lined up along this little path. The oil refinery in the background up over this way. Hey, Broadcast Cat, how's it going? Oh, guess there was still ammunition in that truck. Let's see what Dennis has to say. Nothing. According to preliminary information, 2 people were injured in the UAV attack against Odessa. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Down, 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 this flame came higher. And let's see. Eliminations of consequences of the enemy attack continues in Poltava. 3 people injured, residential buildings, businesses, warehouses, and garages were damaged. One of the drones fell near a high-rise building, windows were broken, and the facade was damaged. Here's the images from Poltava. And look at that nice green trees. I just got little tiny buds on my trees.
Загроза для міста.
Yeah, very dangerous fighting a chemical fire. You see, he puts out the ground, it comes back, and if you move too far forward too quickly, those flames will come back under your feet. Well, Nura, unfortunately, I think they're the most experienced. Kharkiv, enemy UAVs attacked civilian objects, causing large-scale destruction of buildings. No injuries reported. Elimination of the consequences is ongoing. This is what's coming out of Ukraine right now. What's this about? Trump's final offer includes tangible benefits for Russia and vague terms for Ukraine. Okay. U.S. recognition of Russian control of Crimea. Recognition of Russia's occupation of parts of Luhansk, Donetsk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia regions. A promise that Ukraine will not become a member of NATO, but may become part of the EU. Lifting of sanctions imposed on Russia. So basically, everything Putin wanted is, yeah, this is our great negotiator. Give Russia everything they want. What Ukraine gets: a reliable security guarantee with participation in a special group of European countries and potentially also like-minded non-European countries. So vague security guarantees at best. Return of the occupied small part of Kharkiv region. Unhindered passage along the Dnieper River. compensation and assistance for recovery, although the document does not specify where exactly the funding will come from. Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant will be Ukrainian, but managed by the Americans, and electricity from it will be supplied both to Ukraine and to the occupiers. So, give everything Russia wants. Vague, non-committal security for Ukraine, and America gets the biggest power plant in EU. Yeah, that's Trump's negotiation. Uh-huh. That is all I have from Telegram. Let me switch over to my Ukrainian account. And I'm going to grab the air raid and show you, like, Sumy, Kharkiv, Donetsk, and Zaporizhzhia have gone off air alert. But this is what's flying over Ukraine right now. 6 drones are over Ukraine, 3 in Kivnograd, 2 in Poltava, and 1 in Dnipro. And that was 9 minutes ago. Chernihiv just went offline, off air alert. So you see all the green popping up here as the air alerts end. And it's just Dnipro, Kivnograd, and Poltava under air alert right now. That was a while ago. So switch that back. And there's a couple things from Discord. Yeah, Pyros sent me a message showing this picture from Firms. Put this here. So you see all the villages and towns nearby. And this is where Russia stores a ton of military equipment. Well, ammunition, I should say. You know, it shouldn't be this close to a town. It should never be this close to a town. For one. Matt. Wanted me to show off a YouTube channel, Wild Bees of Latvia. They make drone parts for Ukrainian army. Let me copy. Let's see if this one.
Let's talk about people who we don't see often but who gives huge support. Organization 3D Wild Bees. Who are the Wild Bees? That is the name of organization who produce shanks for Ukrainian drone grenades, bomb tails, with 3D printers. That is very important support, because Ukrainians retreating had to abandon 3D printers and other equipment. Our people contacted them and offered help, so what is needed? Drones today is doing job of air artillery and in fact are needed in huge numbers. I see a QR code that is shown on screen. If you scan it, it will open Swedbank account for donations. There is account
LJ,
number
you
as
keep
well.
offering somebody else
In
a
last
mod
PowerPoint
position. I'm
slide
going to make you a mod.
will be shown more contacts. Now, for organization plan is to build more drones in Latvia and to
If
send
Pyro
them
wants
to
to be a
Ukraine,
mod here, all he has to
and to
do is say,
organize
hey, can you
drone
make me
pilot
a mod?
school where to educate Ukrainian army drone pilots in Latvia. What organization needs is people with 3D printers who can help print tails for drone grenades, people with many contacts, artists, everybody who can help advertise movement. Ukrainians need now more than 10,000 drones. 10,000 drones? Yes, so much. That is a reality that many drones are lost during combats. Those are civilian drones often in use. Those are not military drones, but they fulfill very important mission. We have often looked at drone combat footage here, and today we will watch one. So be ready that there will be seen people being wounded. Take a look. In next slide will be seen production,
Okay.
and on 26th September.
So that's telling a bit about them, but, you know, I want to see. Let's see what their shorts are like.
You got lanterns talk out, you gotta start. Yours lanterns?
Yeah.
Hani galvenais? Ah, šakās par da. Viņš ir... Viņš kustās? Jā. Viņš labs.
Oh, that's loud. Okay. Here we go. This is the kind of stuff I would want to see from somebody helping out with the drone equipment. Oh, huge package. So the links in the chat in the description if you want to check them out. Of course, Merc is playing Far Cry 5. And there was one other thing in Discord that I wanted to share.
Бажаю міцного, everybody. Мадяр на зв'язку. Пора
I
працювати.
have to keep an eye on
Раймерс ще
YouTube,
Еверест
make sure they don't yell at me.
На повторчиках потім все подивимося уважно, а зараз до роботи. Джага-джага!
Okay. So this was a song made from Madiar, and I'll link that for you guys and let you watch that on your own, because YouTube's getting mad at me for playing other people's content. Definitely go check out Govino Records and the Borscht doing Bada Boom featuring Madiar. With that, let's do a quick check-in on Phil Ipner's Cars for Ukraine fundraiser. No new donations, unfortunately. We'll go down here and thank Mitch and Haji, as well as KKGG, Spider Fate Fella, and, well, you can't forget the Anana Mooses out there. That's so cool. I figured out how to do that. I need to play with that more. Before we call it a stream, let's go to the full total fundraiser. We are at 148,419 euros. Getting really close to the end of the fundraiser. Ukraine Matters, Succumimus, Laser Pigs jumped up to 15,000. Rick the Ukrainian has jumped up to almost 12, getting closer to his goal of 2 trucks. Come on. Chills getting theirs. ATP Geopolitics, Silicone Curtain, Chungus and myself, Mercado Media. I wanted to go and show off ATP and come down here to show you why the Anana Mooses out there are coming out in force. Get out. An Anana Moose coming in to finish off ATP Geopolitics with 2,296 euros. Yeah, the Anana Mooses are the real warriors coming out recently. Even on ours. Haji coming in with 10 USD. But here is the Anonymous with 1,983 euros, closing out ours. So the Anonymous coming on strong, getting these fundraisers closed, and making sure while giving Ukraine a chance to be done with Russia by next Easter. If you have the funds available and are willing to donate, please go to the link in the description above in chat, or the description below, in the top of chat, and pinned to the top of chat, and in the description below. Right now we're helping out Phil Ipner get some more donations, help build them up a little bit, and get him more comfortable asking for donations, hopefully, and see if and watch him beat me next time. Yes, I still owe you guys 2 food challenges and a cooking video. I was working on one of those today. Unfortunately, the couch monster grabbed my butt, so yeah, I'll play I'll hop on some DayZ, and well, I'm gonna end my stream right now, so I'll see you guys over on Chungus's stream. And he's starting in 1 minute, so I got enough time to replay my intro. I'm going to say good night. Thank you for coming to the stream. Please hit the like. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. But most importantly, keep supporting Ukraine. Have a good night and stay safe, everybody. Good night, everybody.